Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Luke here. Today I'm going to be talking about breaking that milestone for a lot of golfers, and that's that breaking 100. And obviously improving your skill and ability to strike a ball is going to be paramount in that, but there are some real fundamental things that I've seen when playing with other golfers and what they do that ultimately prevents them from breaking 100. And actually it's not just a skill level. So let's get straight into it and we'll go through some of these tips. Oh, it did move. Okay. So the tip number one is keep a ball in play. I'm on the hardest hole at Rushmore, it's stroke index 1, and it's a difficult hole. So play this hole like it's a par 5. Map it out, think about what you need to do. And I know that I can hit driver down there and give myself a shot in. However, by hitting driver, it's all out of bounds left. I could go out of bounds. It's all out of bounds right. So again, I could go out of bounds and find myself free off the tee. And I could even end up in those trees or behind that particular tree there. So all I'm going to do is play this hole like a par 5. All I'm looking to do is hit an iron. Now I know, without even looking, that if I hit a shot that's just 150, I'd probably hit another shot that's about 100 yards. I don't need to take a long iron necessarily. You could take a 7 iron and just play one shot, lay up, and then leave yourself a shot into the green. So here, I'm looking to hit a nice 4 iron. Just try and keep this in play. Like so. That wind's going to push that a tad right. I'm still in play. I haven't put myself in any danger. I've not tried to welly a driver down there and potentially leave myself free off the tee. I'm now looking at this hole and thinking, okay, so I'm not going to be going for the green. I'm looking to lay up and leave myself a comfortable shot in. What that comfortable shot in depends on who you are and what you find most comfortable. I personally like, an 8 iron into a green, and 8-9 or a pitching wedge, anything at that kind of range. So for here, I know that I've got a lay up now, a nice easy 120 yards. I'm going to take a longer club, so it would be easy if you go, okay, I'm going to take a pitching wedge. But again, taking a pitching wedge, hitting it full, it's potentially going to leave yourself in danger, or not hitting it as far or as well as you want to. So every stroke matters. So take good due care and attention, even if it's just a shot like this. And I'm trying to just play a nice punchy 6, soft swing to leave myself a nice 8 iron in. Perfect. It was absolutely perfect. With this particular shot, yes, 120 yards is my pitching wedge. But if I leave myself short, I'm going to roll all the way back to the bottom. If I don't hit a good wedge and I misstrike it, I'm going to be in that pond. So your target, if you're trying to break 100, should not be that flag. Your target should be middle of the green. You are aiming for the middle of the green. You are making sure that you are on the green. You have now played properly, you've laid up, you've kept yourself in play. So I've got an 8 iron in hand, and I'm going to try and just hit a smooth 8. I'm not going to try and hit it too hard, and all I want to do is make sure that I get on that green. So that there, ladies and gentlemen, was nearly a hole out. And That came from clubbing up, playing the hole like a par 5, avoiding the trouble, and you'll be surprised what happens when you play more holes, like, say, giving yourself an extra stroke. You know, there I tried to play this hole to make sure that I walked away with a bogey, and actually I'm looking to walk away with an unexpected par on the hardest hole on the course. If you're looking to break 100, change your approach and play more holes with an extra stroke. Par. Alright guys, tip number 2 to breaking 100. This is a little bit more of a skill level, but ultimately golf is a game of skill, and you know, if you're looking to break 100, you are going to need to improve elements of your game. And one thing that's really important in golf is getting off a tee. Now, I've just spoke about it up there around, you know, playing a hole and keeping yourself out of trouble and keeping a ball in play. And this, you know, this follows this up very well. You need to find a club in your bag and practice that club in your bag. One club at a driving range that you know you can get off a tee, and if you can hit that club 180, 200 yards, brilliant. For me, it's a 4. I've got a driver on, but for you it might be a hybrid, a 3-wood, a 5-wood, whatever it is. It needs to be something that you can hit and it finds you fairways. That just goes so high. So a little tip for finding fairways and practicing that. Next time you go to a driving range, obviously if you go to something like a track, is it track tracer? You want whatever it's called, and you know you can do like a game where you are finding particular fairways. However, one thing that I do, it's super simple. I pick out 2 flags and I try and make the fairway as tight as I possibly can on a driving range, and then I will keep kind of a score of how many fairways I've found and obviously how many I've missed. And it's finding a club ultimately that you are really confident with and ultimately gets you the best results. We're 120 yards to the flag. So again, I'm going to be taking an 8 iron. I could be taking a pitching wedge and just swing nice and easy. Yeah, and I'm on. So just looking to make sure I put this close and we can walk away. Oh, with an easy par. Two pars back to back. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the tip so far, please press that like button and subscribe. Now, next tip for you, and a lot of these have been around strike, and I've spoken a lot about keeping a ball in play, and the next tip is really going to be, and you may have seen it in a previous video of mine, but that's swinging 80%. You don't need to hit a ball far to play good golf. I played with an 82-year-old over the weekend actually, who plays off 14, you know, and he can't hit a ball any further really than about 160, 180 yards. But swinging 80% applies to your golf all round, whether that's off a tee or into a green. Now the reason I keep banging on about swing 80%, club up, is because if you're struggling to break 100, I'm gonna guess one of two things, or possibly both. You're struggling with ball contact. So what I mean by that is you fat, thin shots, basically resulting in it taking 3 or 4 shots just to get to the green, never mind on the green. Or you're putting yourself in trouble, and trouble is bunkers, water, out of bounds, trees, which again, if you're 3 off a tee, the likelihood is that hole's going to turn into a double bogey. Talking about trouble, if you're like me and you found yourself in these trees, how many of you would look at that gap right there and go, okay, I'm going to try and play one out and get there, and put yourself in more trouble potentially by hitting one of these trees, flying back, and then struggling to recover from there. So a tip when you find yourself in trouble, such as trees like this, is just take your medicine. Again, you get 9 double bogeys and 9 bogeys. You don't need to be worrying about trying to par every single hole. Pars will come, as you've seen in the last couple of holes here. So all I'm going to do, again, pick a spot where you want to chip out on. Don't just walk over and just smack it out. So I'm picking a spot out here where it's nice and open. I want to try and get myself quite far up there. Nice. So I've chipped out from just back down there. I made sure, and I took due care and attention of what I was doing, that this tree to the left of me I've cleared. I've got 120 yards into the flag. So what am I going to do? I'm going to swing easy, feeling 80%, and I'm going to go for a nice soft 8-iron. Bunkers at the front, so I want to make sure I clear those. Nice. Again, I didn't make great contact there. I actually caught that a little bit heavy and pulled it a little bit left, but I clubbed up, I swung easy, and I made sure I cleared the bunkers. And I've got 2 putts at this to bogey. Good putt. I rolled on me a little bit there. I've got this little right to left for a bogey. The greens here at Rushmore, certainly very challenging. Good putt, and I'm happy with that. It's a bogey. I'm happy with bogeys, and that there is how you play easy golf. If you want to get those scores down, and then what was fundamental for me was chipping and putting. It is something you need to put work into. You know, you need to go to a chipping green, you need to get on a putting green and practice putting at home, get a putt out mat, make sure you've got the right putter that suits your game. But there are also just things that you can do which ultimately minimize the mistakes. If you're not a confident chipper, put the wedge away and get the 8-iron out. I've done a video on this, which I'll stick on a link above, but first things first, you need to get this on the green. I see so many people chipping. They're here, they're going for a chip shot, and they do something like this. Okay. Not quite like that. I actually just tried to fin that. Somehow it's an inch from the hole. Maybe I should try and fin shots more often. But joking aside, I see a lot of people when they're trying to do fin shots, they get like this and they do something like that. They smash a ball through the green and they've got to do the walk of shame and walk past the hole and get their ball. But if you're not a confident chipper, then they're costing you strokes in a game of golf. Don't always go for the sexy shot, trying to get it close to the hole with a wedge. You just want to make sure that you're getting balls on greens with nice, easy 8 irons. I've got this for par. Nice. Right guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. So final tip for you, and that is staying present, staying calm. Golf is frustrating, it's a hard game, and not everything's going to go your way. You have to accept that bad moments are going to happen, but it's important that, because I've expressed many times in this video, take due care and attention over every single shot. If it's a 2-foot putt to a little chip around the green, whatever it might be, remember you get 9 double bogeys and 9 bogeys. So you've got a lot of room to work with. You're likely to pick up a par here and then, especially if you're playing how I've tried to show you today how to play.